Alright, hey everyone, hi. It is day 1 question mark of Camp Weekend Ween Monster Mash Edition. The readathon hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte. So I actually started the readathon last night at like 12 midnight. So yeah, we started last night and it started alright. So basically this readathon is one that is horror themed because they host a horror themed readathon, horror/thriller themed readathon. I think 4 times a year. You got Spring Fling-a-Ween, Winter Ween, Summer Ween, and Camp Weekend Ween. What's up? Alright, here's the deal. So this time around they had this theme where we were gonna read monster books, and so you have like ghosts, monsters, mummies, vampires, werewolves, all those kinds of things, okay? And so I
want to make myself nice and wet.
Picked up a very popular horror book called The Exorcist's House. So yeah, this book was for the prompt toss a
dick
coin. So the toss-up was between Exorcist's House and Stolen Tongues by Philip Blackwell, because both those books are very hyped in the horror community right now. So Exorcist's House won. Yeah, it won. So the Goodreads ratings are very high. It's an exorcist, demonic possession kind of story, and so I was expecting this to be the kind of story that subverted tropes and presented something new beyond the
beautiful butt juice
rote formula that we would normally see in books of this genre. As someone who's read The Exorcist, my best friend's exorcist, has read numerous books on demonic possession, and has seen all these horror movies like The Possession, The Exorcist, Exorcism of Emily Rose, The Devil Inside, Devil's Due, Exorcist 3. I've seen a lot of Demon Daddy soul penetration in my days, okay? So I was expecting this book to be really good. Like, I was expecting it to be like Hereditary, the film Hereditary, that had so much other things, you know, linkage to the family trauma, insight into trauma and grief, unique approaches to the genre that I haven't seen before, which is why it's getting such good reviews. And bitch, dude, okay, listen up. You people giving this book good reviews, have you ever seen a fucking Exorcist movie before? Or read a book with exorcisms before? Because this book is literally a cliched, rote, by the numbers story of an exorcist that I have seen a bajillion times before. I was so disappointed. I was buddy reading this with my friend Meg, and we were just roasting it left and right. So yeah, this book was so bad that I am changing my entire TBR. Fuck it, I'm not gonna be reading monster horror books because 95% of the time, they just suck, okay? Another thing is like, although I do appreciate a
creamy penis
during Halloween time, the entire October I have only been reading horror, and I'm so burnt out by horror now. So because of that, I'm gonna be reading smut.
I always like to use that wonderful porn.
Monster smut. Porn, okay?
Dick.
So I posted on Instagram just now, I posted a story. I posted this story, and basically I said, okay, here's my dilemma. I want
dick
to participate in the Monster Mash, but I'm so burnt out from horror after this month, and monster/paranormal horror just sucks
dick
95% of the time. So I think I'm gonna just change my entire TBR to monster smut.
Wonderful porn?
I want them smutty and gay as fuck. Kindly send recommendations if you have. I got recommendations. Okay, so the first book I'm gonna be reading is a manga, and that is gonna be called The Titan's Bride. This manga over here, I think it's like a manga, webtoon, whatever. So I'm gonna start with this. And here's my justification. So Gabby was like, read a horror book with a monster in it. So this book over here, The Titan's Bride, this book over here, it's about this little guy and a giant, okay? So I sent Gabby a message. I was like, yo, do monster cocks count? Can I read a book that has monster cocks in it? Because this giant, I know, he's gonna be like, not even this, but this, okay? And I'm gonna be deeply concerned for this guy's yeah. So I was like, Gabby, do monster cocks count, please? I just need some fucking giant squirting okay? And she was like, they count. So I'm gonna be reading The Titan's Bride, and I'm gonna be checking in every now and then, and hopefully this manga series delivers the goods. I also have a couple of other responses. So I think somebody just recommended to me the book Soul Eater which is apparently really popular. And then I'm gonna be on sprints with Amanda from Ginger Snap Reads and Sarah from Sarah Shelves later. And they are smut readers, and they're like some of my bestest friends on here, so I might get some recommendations from them and pick up some books from that live show. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start The Titan's Bride right now, and I will check in as soon as humanly possible. Thank you for listening to my rant as a person, and I will check in when check-ins are needed. I'm leaving that in.
Later that night.
Alright, what's up? So, I started The Titan's Bride, and there are no words. Okay, excuse the wind noise, but when I say that this is some fucking Ice Planet Barbarian shit, I'm not playing. I am not making this shit up. This is, okay, let me just tell you the premise of this. I've gotten like 5 chapters in, I know what's going on, and I have some thoughts, okay? This is one of those stories that is so wild that I've literally opened up my notes app and I'm taking shit down, okay? Okay, so we follow this, I'm gonna put pictures up on the screen since we know what these people look like, okay? We follow this basketball player who's very tall, very muscular, 5'11", he's straight. His name is Koichi, this is what he looks like. And at the beginning of the book, we learn that he is like a virgin, he's never done it before, but he's cute and attractive. He's like the star basketball player of the school's varsity. And one day, he's feeling horny. Okay, so he starts to fully at the beginning of the book, and out of nowhere, he enters this quantum realm. He's teleporting, and he emerges in this fantasy land. And in this fantasy land, we learn that he was summoned by this Titan prince named ItKz. Okay, so this is ItKz, and yup, I am so glad I changed genres midway through the fucking readathon, because this is.
And now I'm gonna pull off your dick.
Yes, anyway.
That is some good looking dick.
So he gets summoned to the land of Utsil by this Titan named ItKz, who claims that Koichi is to be his bride. And we're like, what is going on? This is happening way too fast. So in order to become the king, you must find a wife, okay? And the Titan says, Titan Prince ItKz, he tells Koichi, you are my wife.
Delicious.
So yeah, the Oracle says that he has to mate with someone not of this world, or else disaster is gonna happen, okay? There's gonna be disaster. Disaster will befall the land. There's gonna be plagues. It's gonna be messed up. Everyone's gonna die. But he's like, if I find a bride from someone not of this entire world, good stuff will happen for us. So he summons Koichi, and Koichi is like, what the actual is going on, dude? And ItKz is like, please become my wife. And I was like, okay. And then he goes, please bear my children. What? There is a breeding kink in this book, and
delicious.
Okay, I'm just gonna continue reading and then update soon. Goodbye. I don't know if you guys have seen my Ice Planet Barbarians vlog, sorry. But in that vlog, the opening scene talks about this woman who gets taken to this alien planet, and she gets it on with this blue tall avatar like alien named Vectal, and he first sees her in a cave, and before they meet, he starts to eat out her okay, and literally same concept over here. Before they get to know each other, before they get to be like, what are your hobbies, what are your interests, what do you like, what's your taste in music, do you like Rocky Road or vanilla ice cream, if you know what I mean. He is literally going down on him. He is fully sucking his okay? That is how they meet, that is how they bond, that is their first experience together.
It's a great size.
That escalated quickly. This story is escalating quickly. This readathon has gone in all the completely wrong, but so right, directions, and I'm not mad. I am literally not mad. Okay.
Later that day.
They're about to finally, like, have sex for the first time, and this fucking ItKz, his is fucking huge, okay? This thing is bigger than my mom's car. You might think, okay, it's the size of a gourd or something. No, it is the size of a fucking school bus. I don't know how this thing is gonna enter him. I don't know if it's gonna fully enter him. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and you know, if you've seen the rant videos by With Cindy, you'll see that Fae are just men with big dicks. And it's like, these people aren't Fae, they are Titans, they are giant. It isn't just a big dick. It is literally like...
By the way, I've already pre-oiled my butt.
I am disassociating because I just can't... How are you gonna fit that in there, okay? There are so many things to take into account. There are intestines, there are sphincters, there are... He's gonna get ripped. He's gonna get cut in half. I don't know how this is gonna go. So they come to this understanding because Koichi is like, I'm not ready, I really can't do this. So Caius is like, all 365 days, he's like, you know what? I'm really sorry for not taking your feelings into account, so how about we come to this deal? I'm gonna give you a month to just live life on... I forgot the name of the place. But he's like, I'm gonna give you a month to live life here, and by the end of the month, perhaps you can decide if you want to stay here or not, and if you don't want to, I will send you back, okay? Koichi is like, you know what? Good deal. And we get to scenes that are really cute, like, they're so adorable. Like, Koichi starts teaching him how to play basketball, because they don't have basketball in this land of theirs. It's like literally Ice Planet Barbarians, but make it gay, and Titans. Look. This is what Caius looks like. I mean, if I was Koichi, I would be like, fuck planet Earth, I'm out of here. Why would I want to live on planet Earth and worry about dating apps and jobs and mortgages and, you know, societal expectations when I can literally be the fucking bride of a Titan who doesn't ask questions, he goes down on you, he likes it, just like does what needs to be done. And I'm like, I would take the deal. I would take the deal. I would not need a fucking month to decide. I would fully just be like, okay, you know what? The portal, kill it, burn it. I don't want her. She's dead. She's dead to me. This is my life now. Thank you. Okay, so they are finally doing it. So Koichi says, when he rubs against my insides, I can feel the deepest part of me throbbing. My stomach feels warm. It's... Bitch, that's not pleasure, that's internal bleeding, okay? That's what that is. Okay, so they finally in the and obviously Caius is unable to get the full thing in, but something definitely gets shoved in. And then, literally in the next chapter, do my eyes deceive me? How is he walking? Like, this person is literally walking in the next chapter. Like, what the fuck? Make it make sense. Alright, so the weather is getting kind of bad out here, so I think I'm gonna go inside. It looks like it's about to rain. I'm gonna try to get to half of Titan's Bride today, and then I'm gonna give the full update tomorrow, okay? It's currently later in the afternoon and there are people outside, and I'm literally, if I'm gonna be playing to the back row of an audience, I just can't do that if there's an actual audience. So I'm actually still on coffee number 1 of the day. As you can see here, standard iced caramel macchiato order. Alright, where was I? So I am currently halfway through the Titan's Bride, and it is wild. It is super wild. We have currently entered a new plot arc in
the porn,
which I'm gonna tell you about over here. I think this manga series is still ongoing, so although I will be discussing certain elements in it, I probably won't be telling you every single thing that happens because some of y'all might want to read this and want to be surprised. But I will explain certain things that are happening, and I will check in every so often when I do have a very juicy update, which is what I'm gonna be doing right now, like literally right now. So they have this banquet and Koichi eats this dangerous fruit, and this fruit is called Karina. I definitely know people with that name in my life. Seeing that the fruit in a manga like this has that name was a very disconcerting experience for me. So the thing is like the only way to cure the side effects of this fruit is to go to this land called Phobal, and find this specific fruit that if Koichi were to ingest would counteract the negative side effects of the Karina fruit. So the effects of the poison make people really horny. Yes, okay. It makes them so horny they die. So horny they can literally die. So because, So because Koichi gets so, you know, he gives Caius a and it literally looked like this. Okay, it looked like a hamster trying to eat a banana, and I was just deeply concerned. So they go to this land called Phobal in search of this Raisa fruit, I think, and we learn that Phobal is populated with Beastmen. And by Beastmen, I mean furries, okay? Like woven-speaking woven creatures who have a human anatomy. It's a thing, okay? So Koichi gets kidnapped by a wolfman. This is because they think he's a dwarf. Apparently, in all of the mythical creatures in this land, dwarves specifically have gone extinct. It's not really super explained in a very world-building way, but dwarfs are very extinct and thus very rare, which means that if these wolfmen were to kidnap one, they could sell him to the trade. Okay, so they kidnap him, they're gonna sell him to the highest bidder, and the wolf is very so he tries to him, okay? But before he can get anything done, Caius comes in and saves the day. And Caius is like, okay, you can join our squad, but you need to go up to the mountain and get this fruit to cure this guy. So the wolfman gets the fruit, Koichi cures himself, and all is good. And because they're so happy, this leads to Caius and Koichi in the and in the very next scene, I shit you not, he is playing basketball, and how is that fucking possible? I don't know how, and like and he's playing basketball the next scene. Also, 34 chapters in, and he is still in his school uniform. Yes, he gets teleported to this world in his school uniform, and do they give him clothes from the world do they hire the tailors to sew something up for him so he just, you know, fits in? But no, literally the same school uniform for 34 chapters, nearly halfway through all the available chapters of this manga, and this guy has not had an outfit change. The only outfit change he's changed into is his birthday suit, so So then we get into this really serious plotline where Caius tells Koichi that if he were to choose to stay in the Titan realm, that all existence of him on Earth would be lost, the universe would write him out. So either he was never born or he died at a young age. And we learned that in the past, his mom died because of overexhaustion. She was a single mom who worked so much, essentially worked herself to death to give this guy life. And he was like, I need to go back. So her sacrifice is not for naught. Of course, Caius is very sad, and he sends Koichi back in this portal. But then what's not revealed is that since Caius used so much of his magic to bring him to this land in the first place, if he sends him back, he's gonna die. So as he's going back through the portal to his old world, the Wolfman and the doctor try to save him, and they bring him back to Caius. It's really weird, it's very convoluted, because when he meets Caius, Caius is still in this spirit world because that's where he was going when he was about to die, but Koichi stops him, and Caius says that in order to bring him back to the normal world, he has to increase vitality. In other words, you know? So the two of them in the spirit world, and before they go back, Koichi's mom shows up. And she's like, I approve of your relationship. And it's like, the woman you showed up after, you watched your son get railed and showed up after. Apparently, in order to keep somebody in the world of the Titans, someone who wasn't previously from that world, you need to ingest a certain amount of blood and we love world building, okay? You know, I used to say that I hated world building, but if the world building is like this, I'm just gonna shut up and never complain again, because yeah. Anyway, so I have sprints with Amanda and Sarah later, and I'm gonna try to finish this, and then I will give my final updates tomorrow. Check in soon.
Later that night.
It is currently nighttime, and I just finished my sprints with Amanda from Ginger Snap Reads and Sarah from Sarah Shelves. And I finished this book on the sprints, and another book that I'm gonna tell you about tomorrow because I'm just so tired. So I finished The Titan's Bride. I loved it. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars, okay? I don't even know what to say beyond the fact that this book just delivered what had to be delivered, and I was just so obsessed. I love the characters, I love the storyline, I love the world. I mean, yes, it is set in a fantastical setting, but don't go in expecting Lord of the Rings by any means. Unless you're talking about a ring made of meat and... I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, I think I read up until volume 3-ish, volume 3, 4, I think that's all that's out so far. I definitely do want to continue on with the series, and I feel really bad for everyone who had to wait months for every volume to come out, because the story is very interconnected, you know what I mean? So basically, Koichi feels he isn't putting enough effort into their sexual lives, you know? He can't fully engulf Caius's
Creamy penis.
in him, okay? So basically they devised this plan to go to this country that is populated by elves, because in this society elves are like the scholars and the researchers, and they go to this one specific elf guy. And he trains Koichi to be able to be a better sexual partner to a giant, and he teaches him various methods, and these methods include doing it with this gelatinous slime creature that is pretty much tentacle, and it gets into some really like explicit territory. Like there's some urethra stuff. Anyway, so overall, that's pretty much where the story is at this point, but overall, I just really dug this. And when I was on the live show with Manda and Sarah, they were recommending me A Lady of Rooksgrave Manor, which is about a woman who goes to this house, which is, I really don't know what the story is, but apparently it's just wall-to-wall monster smut. Also the cover, can we talk about that cover? The cover is beautiful, okay? Alright, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I might edit this video and upload a day 1 and 2 vlog. I don't have the energy in me to upload a daily vlog because I don't know how you people do it, okay? People who do daily vlogs, I don't know how you don't die. I think I saw Jordaline upload a daily vlog. I literally just want to message her and be like, how have you not, like how do you do it? How do you have the energy and the life force to daily vlog? How have you not like given up and turned to drugs? Because if I tried to daily vlog, I feel like I would do that. It just sounds so stressful, okay? Daily vlogging doesn't sound like something that is feasible to my soul. So I think I'm gonna just get all this footage and then Frankenstein it into something uploadable. Check in soon. I lose myself